talk a little bit about this shape builder, about a live paint bucket and live paint selection tool today, and some other stuff. Okay, so these are not really hard. So all you have to do is like you make out a shape, any type of a shape. Okay, I don't want it to be a white field, maybe a red field. Oh, sorry. Well, any color for you guys to notice the difference. I wanna like like bring up this stroke level. Yeah, probably wanna copy paste another shape. Okay, so if I select both of these, you can see the blue line crossing like underneath. And if I use this shape builder tool, I could click and drag and select the object that I want to combine. If I let go, it'll combine. Okay, so once you do that, it'll be in two separate shapes. Okay, if you want to make things like much more complicated, you could go really crazy, but make sure to select your items first. Okay, I'm going to select all three of these. I want to click on this shape builder tool and then run through each section. Okay, for example, I probably want a shape such as this one, so it'll be in its own separate shapes. Okay, sometimes it'll have like a cutout of a leftover shape. If you don't need it, just delete it. Okay, so that's the shape you're probably looking for. Okay, so it's pretty handy if you're designing icons, logos, and pictograms, right? Pictographs, whatever you desire. The shape builder tool is really an easy way to do cutouts. So yeah, let's try the next one. Okay, so we have here the live paint bucket. Yeah, so how are we supposed to handle that? So let's select our object first. We select the live paint bucket. Yeah, notice that there's a little square on top that indicates what color you're filling into. So because as for now, the object has its the original color, so you won't be able to tell difference. So once you do that, you can select probably another color. Notice that the blue is on top of the cursor. Now you could like go in and fill in the color that you desire, okay? Like a paint bucket with Photoshop. So, but you make sure to select your items first, okay? If you do not select your items, I don't think it'll work. Let me try it. Oh, it'll still work. Okay, so the live bucket, you don't necessarily have to select anything. You could just like go in and dump your colors in. All right, yeah. So I want to go back to, so that is a really handy tool to use. And let's use that live paint selection tool, okay? The one on the bottom. So I want to, we'll probably select on one of the pieces and probably have to like change. Yeah, you have to like, I don't use this a lot because I don't find it really, you have to, let me try selecting a color first. No, you really have to like select on the piece and then select the color you desire, okay? So it's not really, I think the second one, the live paint bucket, it's more useful. It's sort of like similar, but depends on there are circumstances you might want to use the live paint selection tool, okay? So yeah, you want to probably select on a specific like part of the, the color or something, and then select another color for it. Yeah, so, well, you could just use the live paint bucket and then make another selection. Yeah, seems the same, right? So depending on like how you use it, you want to select your items first, or you want to pick your color and then dump it in. Like which you find like more simple to use that one. Okay, so it's all like different ways of using this this live paint bucket, or rather this this session, okay, which is our shape builder tools, right? Yeah, so that's the all these three, and let's talk about the rest, okay? Yeah, if you want to like let's go through like one of each. Like let's try this one. This is the shaper to all this. Let me see if I want to talk about this one first. Yeah, sure. The shaker tool, okay. All it is that you want to drag like using lines, and then you probably, if you want to make a circle of some sort, just do a circle, form a circle, right? If you want to do a triangle, yeah, it sort of like becomes a triangle, okay? So you want to do a square, it's sort of like a you do a simple drawing, and then it'll try to figure out a shape, okay? So if you're really like doing the across your artboard, you'll try to figure out a shape, okay? I don't know if like these, yeah, it doesn't work. It has to be a closed shape. So maybe a round sort of a oval shape, but still do. Let's try to figure out the shapes, right? So it's pretty simple. It's like the name of the tool. Just building a shape tool, okay? You build a shape. And then let's go through the second one, the pencil tool, okay? The pencil tool, it works sort of like the brush tool, but instead, like once you draw, you see all these anchor points like forming. So you click and drag, you draw something, to try to like mimic your path, and all these anchor points will appear. Of course, you could like go back to the direct selection tools and try to like modify each anchor point to your desired shape. So that's the pencil tool. It's pretty straightforward. Just use the pencil and draw lines. Okay, anything you draw will be shown, and it'll show like anchor points to form in order to form the angle you drew. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. Let's talk about the third one, the smooth tool. Okay, smooth tool is a pretty simple tool, but you want to use probably I want to use this pencil tool first, right? If I want to draw probably a curve or something, but I didn't get the curve right, maybe I shook my hand or something, and right there, this area, if I want to zoom in a little bit to let you guys see, it's not really a curve because I shook my hand, right? I shake my hand. So there's certain like zigzags. So I want to get rid of that. So what do? I use this smooth tool over here. I click on that. Make sure to always select your object first, okay? So this area, which is showing the zigzag, I want to run through with it with the smooth tool or smooth pen. Yeah, just the smooth tool, okay? So click and drag, and then try to form the curve that you desire. Then it'll try to, okay, it's not really doing a good job. I would probably run over a couple times to get it smooth, okay? Well, you guys could get the idea. So you see, the more I run through it, the more curves I'll get from the lines. But there's a sort of like an angle over here. probably won't do an angle because it's pretty much like defined as an angle, right? So in order to like smoothen this, you probably have to like use the delete anchor point tool to delete a couple of anchors because there are too many anchor points. Okay, there's an edge. Don't worry about that. Then we run through it again. It'll be smooth. Yeah, you have to probably run through it a couple times to get it smoother, right? So that's the smooth tool for you. You could run through your lines to see the right curves that you desire. Use the smooth tool. I don't use this a whole lot. Sometimes I do, but I rather just use the curvature tool to form the curves that I desire. Okay, so it's there if you need it. Yeah, so that's the smooth tool. I use it. I don't use it a whole lot, but I do use it when I need it. And I have here the path eraser tool. Okay, so let's have. Oh, sorry, let's have that curve back again. Have it selected and use that path eraser tool. Okay, once I do that, let's see. Yeah, I could erase a part of a path. Okay, so if I want to erase like a certain area on the line, I could use that path eraser tool in order to do that. Of course, the eraser tool will probably also do the same thing, but yeah, depends on your selection. It's like it's there if you need it. Okay. Notice that the icon is like a back end of a pencil, which is the eraser. So that's what it meant to be. But it couldn't like yeah, I think it could erase a field. Let's try it out. Okay, I don't use this often, so I really have to like run through it to see if yeah, you have to select on your object first. Let's have that in again, and okay, and I want to probably do a yeah, it does a erase the path and the fill. So depending on your needs, yeah, if you want to erase any path, use that. Okay, so works similar to the eraser, right? And we have the join. Join tool is to like we have like two separate lines. Let's make a two separate lines out of the pencil tool, right? So I want to join these two. I probably want to use the join tool. Yeah, you have to have both selected. Make sure to do that, and to like select one from the other, and it'll connect. Right? Notice there's a spark edge. You could like try to use the smooth tool to smoothen it. Yeah, make sure to select your object again, and try to smooth that out if you want to have it smooth. Okay, if it's not working, use the direct selection tool to try to like smoothen it out, or rather use the delete anchor point tool. Okay, to delete a couple of anchor points and then run through it with the smooth tool again if you need it. Okay, so these are like really handy if you're dealing with strokes or lines, or if you're doing your designs with lines. Okay, so it's there if you need it. Okay, so so that's all the pencil tools for you. I'll file these, so figure all these out and have a little practice. Okay. Yeah, we talked about the eraser tools in our last session on especially the I'll talk a little bit on this knife tool later on. Okay. Okay. So for the other tools, let me make out another shape. Very rectangular. I will form a rectangle first. Maybe drag in the colors Okay, maybe a little stroke. Okay, wanna bring up this stroke value. And here, this is pretty plain and simple. This is a rotate tool, okay? Now click on that, you can rotate your object, okay? So if you want like a constant angle, okay? So you want to click on press on your shift key, so do like a 45-degree angle, okay? Each time you drag. If you don't do this, you'll like you can have a smooth like rotation, but it won't be like a definite, rather a 15-degree on each drag. You guys get the idea, right? Yeah. So so that's rotate and the rotate tool for you, and we have here the reflect tool. Reflect tool, also plain and simple, is to reflect your object. Okay. Let me have a big shape, sort of like this one, and then I want to, if I'm going to use the reflect tool to try to like reflect on either horizontal or vertical. Okay. Yeah. If you click on a certain area, so this is pretty special. If I have the reflect tool, okay, I could click on you want to select on your object, okay, and then you could go to any blank part of your canvas, your artboard, whatever you want to call it. You click on it, there'll be a dot, okay. For now, my layer one is blue, so it has a blue dot. And once you do that, you click and drag, it'll rotate according to that dot. Okay, so the center part is at that dot. You could do it's a reflect, but well, you guys get the idea. Okay, so all these you could like give it a try, rotate. You could click, and then rotate along that dot. So reflex, it should do a mirror, but it does not. I think it just did all of a sudden, but well, you guys get the idea once you get a hang of it. Okay. So I'm gonna have that put aside, and let's go through that scale tool. Okay. So we're almost half done. Okay. Want to select on that object again, you can scale it. Okay. You want to have the right proportions. Every time you drag, make sure to click on the shift key. Okay. You do not. You could scale, but it'll transform. You want it to be like oriented. Okay. So once you have that, well, that's the scale tool for you. And then we have the second one, the steer tool. Okay. You click on that, click and drag, it'll steer. Okay. Pretty simple. Of course, you could click on the blank area, it'll steer according to that dot. Okay. So it depends on how you use it. And so that's the steer tool for you. Click on a certain spot or just drag or steer. Okay, the third one, the reshape tool. I don't use this a whole lot, but let's give it a try. Okay. I'm going to select on your object and let's try that reshape tool. Okay. I'm not really sure how it does, but okay, it's not working. Okay. Well, let's not go. Because I'm not pretty sure how this is used, so let's skip that for now. So sometimes I don't remember all the details of each specific functionalities, but just enough to get your work through. So sometimes like for this one, I'm not pretty sure how it's used. I'll find out as you guys know. Okay. And then we have this puppet wrap tool. but I don't want to go into this one yet because it's a little bit complicated. Okay, so we have like all these tools figured out. So once you have like all the hang of all these tools, you have like you work like you have like at least 70% of Illustrator working. Okay, so you have all these. You can work with any graphic, any layouts, any designs. It's like good enough for all these purposes. Okay. Okay, I want to talk about gradient today. Okay, the gradient tool. Okay, like all these are just for tools for you guys to understand how Illustrator are function, and but I want to show different ways to make gradients. Okay, so especially transparent gradients. Okay, it used to be, depending on your version, if you want to do a gradient color, okay, for example, I have a rectangular shape, such as this one, right? If I want to have a gradient on this shape right here, what do? I want to go to Windows and then gradient. Once you click on that, your gradient panel will pop up, okay? But it'll be in black and white. From left side white and then to the right side black. Okay, you want to always make sure to click on your items, okay, to make any changes. And then if you don't want to change any color, as for now, it's on it's on stroke. So I want to change the fill color instead. So click on the fill, okay? Make sure the fill is in front, okay, and the stroke is at the back of the fill color. So once I've done that, I go under here and click on that that gradient line. Okay, once you click on that, you'll see that your object has it has the same gradient as this line over here. Okay, so if I want to make any changes to the colors, I go to this for example over here on the left side, this white round shape. Okay, I click on that. I could notice that your color palette, it has this round shape underneath. Well, depending on the versions, okay, you could change any color, okay, that you desire of your color palette, or double click on this dot over here. Okay, the same palette will pop up, and you could change any color. You could either use the color palette over here or the swatches color, or if you want to like use your eyedropper to get any color that you desire for that dot on the left. Okay, and of course on the right you could double click on it and then go through your color palette to grab that color that you desire. For example, over here we have this green to blue-ish type of color, right? That's our gradient. Okay, but one more thing is that if you want to work with CMYK, okay, go to this hamburger icon over here to click and then run through the color system that you desire. For example, here, because we're working on screen, we're using RGB. Okay, like there are instances where you like change your colors, it doesn't work. Okay, because you probably have your color set on grayscale. Okay, so make sure that your color systems are at the right selection, which as for now it's RGB. Okay, if you're doing any video or you're designing a website, which are probably shown on the screen, use RGB. If you're doing publishments, a DM, a brochure, or a booklet of some sort, use CMYK. Okay, and yeah, so that's the gradient tool, and there are like small modifications you could do with it. For example, if I want to see this dot in the middle, this black dot in the middle, I could grab and drag the location of that dot to make your gradient, like if you want a little bit more green, you could drag that dot to make your green like oppose more of the green, or rather more of the blue. You could drag on that dot, okay? And rather, or you could like go to that green color on the left. Notice the green color on the left. I could drag on that dot, okay? I could make it so that it begins probably from the middle. Yeah, so notice the difference. So all the left will be fully green, okay, 100% green, okay? And I'm dragging it back. But sometimes if we need a another color, maybe in between these, maybe I want to make a rainbow color. What do I do? Okay, of course I could like go to the rainbow palette to select on that. But rather, if I want to add another color within this gradient, what do I do? Okay, just go underneath this gradient line over here on your gradient palette to click. Notice that there's my cursor appears to be a triangle with a plus sign, right? I click, will be an additional circle, okay? And then you could double click on that again to make another, maybe this time I want a yellowish color for that dot over here. And then you could navigate the dot to get the amount of blue and yellow that you desire, okay? So maybe I want to switch that yellow color to the left. Am I able to do that? Of course you could. So just like select on that yellow color and drag through that green, and you'll get that yellow color to the corner. Okay, so you could also do that to the blue dot right there. So that's the how you color your gradient. Okay, and there are a couple of types. Okay, the default will be on the one on the left. This icon over here. It says like linear gradient. Okay, that's the default. Okay, and the second one would be a radical gradient, which is like which acts like a circle, and the third one would be the freeform gradient. Okay, so this one you really have to like change it, like go through each point to select a color for. This is a newer function. Like older versions does not have this one. You have to go through each dot and then select a color that you desire, and then you can move the dots around. Okay, so this is the free gradient. Okay, this is pretty new. Of course, if I want to expand the value of the blue, I can drag and expand that value. Okay, so let's go back to basic first. Okay, I don't want to confuse you guys. Yeah, let's go back to that blue and green. Okay, yeah. Add in a little bit of the yellow in the middle. Okay, so notice that there's a when I'm doing this, there's a white line on your item. Okay, like you could also like go to your toolbar over here. Use the gradient tool. Okay, once you click on that, you'll be able to like click and drag to the angle you desire. Okay, you can take in case you want to do like really sharp modifications, you could do that with the gradient tool. Also, if you're working with the radical tool, you could like click and see. If you're working, probably if you're designing like a background where you like the sunlight or something, you could do something like this. Okay, you could like navigate your colors around to see the type of gradient that you desire. Okay, so that's a pretty simple tool for you. And one icon over here. This is pretty simple. Okay, reverse gradient. Okay, if you click on that, it'll switch or swap. Okay, from left to right or right to left. And once you click on that icon. Okay, sometimes like if you didn't like organize your colors right, you can click on that. They'll flip. Okay. So that's about it for gradient. But I want to look at two more things. Okay, one is the opacity. It's a like starting from I think Illustrator probably 10 or something. It does not have the opacity. You cannot change the opacity of a specific color until like later versions. Like for I think for CS6 you can already do that. Okay, so you could actually change the opacity of a specific color. For example, for the blue, I click 0, the blue will be gone. Okay, it'll be transparent. But notice that you have to be careful. Okay, this is like advice. Okay, if I have another piece right here, okay, another shape. For example, this is probably a I don't want this to be a gradient. This is a normal fill color. For example, I have this bluish, reddish type of a color right there, and I want this gradient to go on top of it. Okay, right there. Like if I zoom in at it, there are differences. Okay, so okay. As for now, I want to shut that joke down. Okay. Okay. So for that gradient underneath, okay, if I select a white color, okay, yeah, now it's from white to I don't think that good, right? Yeah, I have to take out that. Okay. Has to be. I want to make sure that it's the specific white color that I desire. Yeah, it's in white. Yeah. 555 555 Okay, right there. Okay, awesome. Pure white. It's not really working. Let me see. Because I want to show you there are differences. Like, for example, over here, this one, I want it to be in blue. Oh, of course, because I'm working on stroke. Okay, there's one more thing. Yeah, I didn't make any changes because you see, for the gradients that also work on your stroke. You see, I didn't select on that fill color. That's why it's not working. So that's error for me right there. Okay, so I want to work on that fill color instead. Okay, notice that both of these are in blue, right? Although this one, the blue has a 0% opacity, okay? So the one underneath, I want it to be in white, okay? So I'm going to make sure that it's in white. So notice the difference that the two gradients are actually like it contains three colors. The first one, it's from blue to yellow to green, okay? So the second one is white to blue to yellow to green. Okay. Although the color on the left, the blue color, I have a opacity of 0, alpha 0. Okay. You're supposed not to be able to not see any blue color. Okay. And then for the one underneath, I change it to a white color, and I'm not supposed to see any white color, right? So, but notice that there is still a shading on the gradient. You have to really be careful, okay? Although the color on the left you might think that, okay, I pick any color, I change the opacity, you won't be able to see that specific color. But it doesn't work that way, okay? If you have like a specific color selected, even though that the opacity is 0, the shading toward the colors on the right will still have that color shading. Okay, so if you want to work with a clean gradient, okay, you probably have to like change it to a you probably don't have to change it to a white or something. Okay, that's really preferred. Okay, instead of a to get that shading mixed in. Okay, so you really have to be careful that it's not that when you change the opacity, the color will be gone. Okay, it doesn't work that way. The shadings will still affect the result. So you have to be careful. Okay, so this is my experience. Although these shapes are the same, and then with the colors on the left all zeroed out on the opacity, but you'll still see the shading. It still affects the gradient. Okay, so that's pretty important. So that's about it for gradient. But I want to show you like a couple of ways. Okay, that the modern way is just to like decrease the opacity of the colors, but it doesn't work that way before. Okay, so notice that there's a transparency panel. Okay, right aside of this gradient panel. So I want to work on that on the transparency for now. Okay, for example, if I have a shape, okay, so I have like a solid color. Okay, let's just use that shape right there. Okay, we have this reddish type of color, and notice that once I switch to this transparency, now it has this. Oh, rather, I don't want to use this solid color. I want to use this blue one. Okay, but I want the gradient to be 100%. Let's do it that way. Okay, so we have all these. Let's have this circle put aside first, and I want to have this one deleted. I want you to work on this. Okay, so this one is the modern way. We have like the same blue color. These two are exactly the same. Okay, let's make this exactly the same. I want to copy the same shape, put it alongside of it, but with the opacity of 100. Okay, so these two are exactly the same with opacity 0 out on the blue, and this is 100% blue on the second shape. But I want to go to this transparency. Okay, but notice that you can see the shape as an icon over here. Okay, so what do I do now? So if I click on this make mask, of course, opacity, you could change your opacity of the whole object right here. Okay, if you want, if you're working with opacity. Okay, yeah, with the whole item. And then, but if you want to click, do something else, let's make mask. What will happen? Notice that there's another icon, like a black square that popped up. That's your mask. Okay. So what do you do there? Okay. I want to click on that black area. Okay. So maybe I want to like make a. If you want to go in and make a sort of like a, notice that the gradient is popping out, right? Okay. Right. As for now, I made a mask on top of the gradient. Okay. So I want to bring that square up on that gradient. Okay, notice that there's a white square. Okay, actually, once you click on that mask, if you make a new object on that black area, okay, make sure that black area is selected. It works as a mask for that item. Okay, once you're done, you click on the left area, you'll be able to move everything. Okay, okay, I want to work outside this artboard in order for you guys to notice the difference. I'm gonna click on the left area, on the right area to move the mask. Okay. Then click on the left area to move everything. You guys get the idea? Okay. So this item over here could be in any shape. I want to delete that. Okay. I could also go to the right black area. That's your mask. I'll probably work with a star tool. Click on that. I assume that gradient is there. You click on that star tool. Notice that the gradient, it's sort of inside the star, right? Right. Click and drag on that star. Get the idea, right? You could see the volume inside the star is actually the gradient. Okay, let's get that shape right there, and then click on the left side to move everything. Okay. Okay. Why am I telling you this? Because as for now, we still have this item over here, and you can't see it because everything is black. Okay, everything is blocked out. Okay, so if you're if you have I want to click on that empty space. Okay, anything white would appear, anything black would cover up. Okay, so for example, if I want this shape to, if this is a black square, okay, I want to copy this black square and then look for that gradient, which you cannot see. Okay, go to that black area, click on that, and then paste. Okay, notice that you can see because the opacity has shown a little bit. You want to change that. See, black you can't see, but white you can see. So you want to switch that to white again, then you'll be able to see what's underneath. Okay, so that's masking. Okay, but why am I telling you this? What does it have to do with the gradient tool on top? It was the gradient item on top. Actually, when you're masking, you can also work with gradient. Okay, which means that this square over here, notice that I can't click anything. Does not work. I cannot select anything because you're still working on mask mode. You have to click on the left to go back to your normal items. Okay, go to this block over here. Gradient. Probably you want to work with a let's give that a black and white color. Okay, let's work with a white to black color and have that yellow drag out. If you don't need any color, just drag it and pull. Or just drag it out. Okay, now it's in black and white. Okay, so I want to copy this gradient, this block. Copy it. You want to edit, copy, or command, control, copy the C to copy. Go back to this item again. Go to transparency, and then let's go back to that block, right? We got that mask that we have on. Remember, I copied this one, okay? And go to masking and paste. Okay. Now that notice that I have it other way around. Okay. So I probably have to flip it over. Okay. Okay, this is so you want to work. Yeah, let's have that just for you guys to explain things a little bit better. Okay. Yeah. So the mask also work with gradient. Okay, from black to white. So as for now, for these two items, okay, both of these look really similar because but notice that the uh, this one you'll be able to select a specific color, and then you'll be able to see the opacity. It's 0, right? But for the second one, the opacity is actually 100. Okay, all these three are 100, but you could still see there's a opacity like on toward the left because of the black area, which affected the opacity. White you can see through, right? I mean, you can see the solid color. Black you can see through. Okay, you'll seem to the darker you get, the more transparent it gets. Okay, let's have this circle like underneath both of these gradients. Notice that, okay, probably I didn't drag the gradient right, but it's actually shown, it's actually the same, right? So notice the similarities between these two blocks, but I use like different ways to work at it. Okay, one is to just change the opacity. One is to have a mask. So this is the old method because like it used to be that Illustrator does not have opacity. You have to use mask in order to have a specific like transparency if you're using gradient, if you're working with gradient. Okay, so that's the difference. So you can have like same result but different ways of doing your items. Yeah, so that's the opacity too. Okay, and a little bit of the transparency panel. Okay, so all these items, a little bit more on this transparency panel. Okay, for example, this circle over here. Okay, we just did a make mask, right? And there are more. Like notice that there's a drop down menu, right? It says normal. You could go and there are many types of like color methods you could do with transparency. Okay, well I don't really. Okay, let's work maybe a little bit of the this drop down menu to see, blending mode. Yeah, to let you guys tell the difference. Okay, this is normal. This is multiply, dark. It'll be a little bit different. Okay, let's go back on that gradient. Color burn. Yeah, notice that the circle becomes brighter. Yeah. If you have like an item above, like for example, this circle over here. Okay, but I want to work on the item on top. Okay. Lighten. Notice that the circle, like the area toward the right intersects with it has this blending. Okay, these are just different ways of blending. Okay, you could like pick up the ones that you want, because like sometimes when you're working with gradient, you want to have like some effect. You want to change on the item underneath. You can work with this blend mode. Okay, color dodge, overlay. So these are different methods, different blend modes you can work with transparency. Okay, so difference is sort of like a opposite color, exclusion, hue, and saturation, and color, luminosity, color. So all these are like different blend modes you can work with. Okay, So I have it back to normal. It'll look sort of the same, okay? My gradient for the masking, probably the black is not like 100%, so it's not like, it does not show like a full fill, okay? So you could probably work, you want to select on that gradient again. Yeah, to make notice the difference. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's take a break for 10 minutes. Come back 13. I talked a little bit over time, so 13 after 2. So I'll show you what you have to do today. Okay, let's do a little practice. Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, that's it. It's good news. You just select on that. Yeah, there is. Yeah, yep. Yeah, hello. Yeah.
I use the iCloud.
Yeah.
I want to copy this.
Okay.
This one is gone. How can I just skip this copy? Just like that and then put
You
out.
just want to use it on the stroke, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because like when you're using the iDrop tool, it's actually like duplicating the color information from this item. So it will react the same because it has a gradient fill instead of stroke.
Oh.
So it's actually pretty easy. Notice that there's a switch. This icon over here. It says switch fill and stroke. Just click on that. Now it's like reverse. You really have to like, I think you want to use some, of course, your property in that value. See,
Oh.
because like when you're using the iDrop tool, it because the fill is a gradient, the stroke is not. So it'll like mitigate the fill instead of the stroke.
Oh, so that's means at the first, if my stock is just like 100,
Yeah.
and then I want to copy this color. That means I need to do this stock by myself.
Yeah. You want to like switch your fill into stroke.
Oh.
Yeah. Because whatever or rather, if you have your items, for example, over here, if you have it in the stroke, and now you have a gradient stroke, right? And then make sure the value is the one that the stroke value is the one that, for example, 5 or the one you want to copy. You could use the iDrop tool. You want to look at that item.
Oh.
So it's actually different. Depending on the item that you iDrop from, yeah, either a fill or a stroke or both, just change that exact. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can I know how to make it like transparent like this?
Okay, sure.
Because I cannot.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. It's okay. Yeah. For example, okay, like we go to transparency, right? Once we work on transparency, okay, I want to go to empty. Yeah. Oops, something's wrong. Oh, okay. Oh, it's my phone is
Sorry.
pushing on it. That's why.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. For example, okay, if I have a example here, a solid color, right? All the transparency, you can see that shape,
Yes.
right? Well, if I want to like make maybe a specific shape that go make mask for those, your item will be gone. Yeah. Okay, but notice there's a blue like line
Oh, yeah.
on the corners, right?
Yeah.
Right now you're on item mode, right? Okay, but you want to work with mask. Make sure to click on the mask. Now there's a like a outline, a border on the mask. So as for now, you're on mask mode. But you have to remember where your item is at. And then,
Invisible.
yeah, because it's invisible, it's actually still there. Okay.
Oh.
And then you want to probably, for example, here I use the polygon tool, right? I go to it's around that place.
Yeah.
You click and drag. It's actually there. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's masking. So this shape will actually mask out the shape underneath.
Oh.
Okay, but because I use the same color, there's sort of like a little bit of transparency, but you don't want to work with color. You want to always work with black and white, but you're working with mask. So you want to probably change this to a white to get that solid feel. Right? So notice the polygon is still there, but the circle is actually a cutout.
Oh,
right? So if I click on the left side, you'll be able to move everything, including that polygon.
Oh, when I click it,
Yeah, I click on the left. If I want to change the area of that polygon, okay, I want to click on the right, and then notice that it's in polygon mode, right? Now I can change to my desired the space that the cutout that I need. Okay, yeah. Now it's just in case that you forgot what's going on, so you could just release to have like two different shapes in it. I'll talk about it.
But how to make it like transparent like this?
Transfer, yeah. Okay.
It's
So
the
for
same.
example, for now, okay, you wanna copy a gradient first. Okay. For example, over here, like that. Then you wanna delete that. You want to select on this item, right? Make mask. Now it's in black, right? Click on the right, okay? And then paste that gradient. Remember this one that we just copied, but you want to place it on the mask mode.
Okay.
Now you could this is actually a gradient, okay? And then you'll be able to like use the gradient tool to change that mask.
Oh.
Now you get it?
Yeah, I get it. So
Okay.
that means I need to copy the
You have to,
gradient.
yeah, you have to get it. Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So the mask also works with gradient.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Hey，
还是结束之后才会点名，还是现在就要先点？
等一下的，
哦，等一下。
我说要点的时候就会点啊。
吓到。
啊，你怎么晚到是不是？
没有没有，我们一直都在那边。
对，我知道
有的人
你在担心什么。
有的人进去那个 Google Meet。
哦，
有的人
我宣布点名的时候就会点。 Okay, let's go back to our lessons. Yeah, so we just work with a just a normal simple gradient, right? And then the gradient has like a one side of the gradient, it has a zero opacity. Okay. Then the second gradient, I work with like it has like all three of these are 100% opacity, all solid colors. Okay. Instead, like transparency, I added a masking. Okay, two of you came over and didn't figure this out, so I'll explain a little bit clearer about masking. Okay, I have a circle here, right? Okay, there's nothing, it's just a solid color. Okay, with no gradient. Okay, now what happens if I click on the mask? Okay, once I click on make mask, okay, the circle will be gone, but there will be like a black area. That's the masking area. Okay. Then what do? You go and click your. You want to remember that your circle is there. Okay. Now go to the left side. I mean on the right side. Okay. That's on the. Your circle is on the left, and then go to the mask area, which is the right side. Notice that there's a like once you click on it, there's a border that popped up. That means now you're in mask mode. Okay, on the left, you click on it. Oh, there's a outline, a blue outline. That means you're on normal mode. Okay, I want to go mask mode. Make sure you want to click on that first, and then you want to remember your circle. Okay, you want to remember your circle is there. Okay, now I have here a polygon tool. Okay, I'm going to select that. I assume the circle is there, right? I want to click and drag. Okay. Notice that the polygon shape, okay, it's above that circle. Okay, it's actually a cutout of that circle. Okay. Once I let go, but notice that the color is like the saturation is not, it's not 100%. Why is that? Because as for now, the mask, I use the same color. Okay. Don't use any color for masking. Just use either black or white. Okay. So you wanna the polygon it's still selected. Go back to your field color, double click on it, or you select it to make it white. Okay. Once you do that, it's not exact white because it's like you want to make sure that it's white. You click on this icon over here, the default field and stroke. You click on that, it'll definitely be white, 100%. Okay, but the stroke, I don't want any stroke, so I want to cancel that one now. Okay, so I have 100% white, which means you could see the item, the cutout or the masking underneath. White you can see, black you cannot. Okay, and then as for now, I could use the color. If I like let go, you can see that the polygon is still there. It's above that circle, and so you mask out that area outside that circle. Okay, so I want to go into that polygon. You can move it. Notice that the circle is there. I move it really fast. Notice that the circle is still there, right? Okay, but once I click on the left side, okay, on the circle, okay, notice that now I'm selecting the circle. The polygon is still there, okay, but you could only see the area with the polygon. You won't. The others are just cut out or masked. Okay. Now I'll be able to move the circle, to any place that you desire. Okay, I want to move it on the really top range, bring it to front. Okay, now it's above those two gradients. you won't see the rest of the circle because it's masked out. Okay, so that's masking. Okay, I think I'm a little bit ahead. So some of you won't understand. So you want to go back and then you can move that mask. Okay. Okay, to make sure to see which mode that you're on. Left side, item mode. Okay. Right side, masking mode. Okay, so the item in the masking, you can move it to tell the difference. Okay, of course you could do something else. You can convert mask. Okay, if you click that, okay, so let's just leave that be for now. Because I want to figure out like what you just flip it. Okay, just leave that out for now. Okay, so that's masking for you. Okay, always work with black and white, and then so you'll be good. Okay, of course, release button is to release these two items. It won't be masked anymore. So notice that there's a none sign over here. Okay, so if you wanna mask this again, remember to copy this Control or Command C. Okay, just I can have it aside. Select this item again. Make mask. It'll be in black. But copy. I mean, paste the polygon into that mask. You'll be able to see your. Oops, it's not copied in. Okay, that means I haven't selected. Remember to select on the mask. Okay, and then paste. Now it'll be pasting into that item. Otherwise, it'll be two separate items. Okay, I hope you can understand this. Okay, now click on the left to drag everything. So that's masking. Okay, mask does not only work with solid colors but also work with gradient. Okay, so go to that mask mode again, and then I could go back to the gradient panel. Okay, and then select to have a gradient, but drag the colors that you want, that you don't need. Select a white, and then select on the left a black. Okay, so now you have a gradient to work with. Okay, so it's actually a circle, but with a black to white gradient. Now it's a sort of like a polygon, but that's the way to mask. Okay, so you could like work with different shapes or black or white colors to do masking. Okay, so yeah, so that would be it for gradient. I think I want to, okay. Yeah, I think that would be it for today. I want to leave you guys. I don't want to talk too much, so you guys don't know what to do. So I want you guys to work with a couple of items over here. First is to, number one, is to use the shaper tool, okay, to form some shapes. Okay, this is pretty easy. The second one is to have these two gradients, but they work differently. One is a normal gradient it has to contain three colors, okay? But one color has to be the opacity has to be 0, okay? And then the second one, I want you to use mask mode, okay? The transparency, you want to work with mask to do the exact same items, but use mask mode instead of changing the opacity of the color, okay? So that's the second one I need to do. And then the third one, if you know how to do this, you know how to do the third one, okay? The third one is use a make out a shape. You can use star or polygon or whatever shape you want to mask that shape out. Okay, so you have 3 part to practice for today. Okay, actually there's 4 because these are actually like 2 items, but I'll count I'll count them as like 1 item. Okay, so 1 is to just make shape out of the shaper tool. 2 is to have 2 gradients, 1 in a ordinary gradient, but with a 0 opacity uh, color. The second one is the exact same item, but with what you work with, transparency masking. Okay, and then the third one is a specific shape you want to mask out. Okay, maybe a circle you want to mask out with a polygon, and then do also a gradient. Okay, so these 3 will be for you to work on today. Okay, yeah. So I have it like uploaded on the Google Classroom for you guys to do. Okay, these are 3 examples. Okay, yeah. So now you guys could like get to work on it, and in the meantime, go to Google Meet and click in your student ID and your name to show that you're here. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, I have this practice 05 work with masking session over here. And these are the stuff you have to do. Make up a shape with gradient and set one of the color to 0 opacity. Okay, so that is okay. I just showed you with the illustrator. Okay, mask out a shape with gradient. Use mask. We change out one of the colors transparent. Okay, so that's the second one right there. Okay, the first one, second one, and I have the numbers wrong, but you guys have the idea. Okay, so use clipping mask on the shape. That's the third one. Okay, oops, not clipping mask. Mask on the shape. Sorry, clipping mask is another one. Okay, just use mask on the shape. Okay. And that's the third one right there. This one, this is mass animation. Okay, and then fourth one, I'm gonna probably change the numbers. Just use the make out a shape using shaper tool. Okay, so that's number one right there. Now I think I should change the orders. So this one should be 1 plus 2. Oops, 1 plus 2. Okay, so this one is actually number 4. Yeah. So I'll change the orders so you guys know the difference. 3 and number 4. Okay, now I'm going to this this example. This is what you have to think about. Okay. Or rather, instead of 1 and 2, if this is 1, and guys will have any questions. Explore PNG. Yep. Use 05. Right there. Okay, so I'm gonna probably edit this again. Okay, we upload that image, so you guys won't be confused. Yeah, right there. So make sure when you're done, you'll upload to your this Practice 05 session. Okay. Yeah. So there are 79 of yous. About your okay, only like 50 49 turn in. Make sure to turn in your practices, okay? Because I grade you according to your to all your practices. Okay, you'll be building up. So once you have like time at your hand, do it home or try to catch up. Right? PDF, just having PDF file, okay? Because you might have like different versions. I can see like PDF, no matter what version we're putting that. Always handy PDF, okay? PDF is actually a standard cross-platform format for for the publisher. So it's always nice to industry standards. So you guys if you have any questions, I'm available for you guys to come and ask. Regarding any difficulties doing your practices. Yeah. So you're confused with massively, right? Okay. So this is of course, this is as for now, it's still its own. Okay. Because like you're working on an item, okay, but you have to mask time. So you're actually like you're masking the item that you want to mask. So let's read this one. Okay. So you want to select on that item, right?